What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA 06 Revival. And in the last video, we had a heartbreaking loss to USC in the Rose Bowl. I played terribly on offense. Had 4 interceptions. I mean, you just can't win doing that. I mean, we were fortunate to only lose by 3. But we still had an amazing season, going 11-2. I mean, who would have thunk it? Second season, winning that many games. Today is off-season day. Equals recruiting day. Equals fun day. Should be a lot of fun, but first we got to simulate the rest of these bowls. I've made some notes, kind of what I need. And to be honest, I got so many freshmen. I'm just looking for depth, but I can just run through this real quick with you. Quarterback, I'd like to have at least one. For fullback, I don't use the fullback. Well, okay, let's say Texas, Virginia Tech. Let's decline all the offers. I'm going to move a bad tight end over to fullback. I got one in mind. Wide receiver, I need several. I want some special guys, though. Offensive line, I got the word special. I got depth at offensive line, but if I could find some real studs just to improve that depth, that'd be great. Defensive end, I'd like to move another linebacker down there because I got some depth here. But if there's a 5-star kid that's just beyond special, then you got to go with him. Defensive tackle, I'd like to get 2. I don't need any linebackers, and I don't need any corners. I really loaded up in the last recruiting cycle with them. Free safety and safety, I'd probably like to have 1 each just for depth purposes. And kicker and a punter, I need at least 1 of each. So that comes out to, I don't know, about 12 to 15 or so. But if I'm going to find some other athletes that can help me out, I'm going to do so. Looks like Florida State beat Tennessee. That sinks. Let's go to school budgets. Like I said in the previous video, I'm going to just do a 20-40-40 because I got a ton of guys coming back. And I want to show them some love and help out in their training. So I think it's an even split, even though I'm not losing hardly any starters. I still have, and I'll show you. We can go to the roster. I don't want to create a prospect. Let's go to rosters. I got 66 total players, minus 11 seniors. That gives you 55. That gives me 15 guys I can put somewhere. Last recruiting cycle was incredible, and I got 21. So if I do 40% on that, I think that's a good number. And if I over-recruit a couple players, then I'm not going to get too upset. I'm not going to force that. On top of, we may have a guy or two want to transfer or leave early. So I think a 40-40-20 split's good. So let's go back. School budgets, 40-40-20. Now let's see if anybody wants to leave. I have a feeling one of those halfbacks may want to leave. We got 3 of them that are coming back. Plus, I recruited one that's going to be a freshman next year. And 2 of them, McCray got to do a little kickoff return, but I just got a whole lot of depth there, and I can see one of them wanting to leave. But we'll find out. 3 transfers. McCray, I expected that. Sexton surprises me a little, but I have a ton of depth there because if you remember, I picked up another stud tight end last year that I redshirted. And Leslie Majors. Interesting that he was my nickel. He played a ton this year. 2 picks, all that stuff. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of points into these guys, but we're going to do the minimum. I just want to change. I just don't think it's here. So there goes McCray. It's a starting season opener. Awesome. So Sexton's going to come in. That provides a little depth at tight end. And Majors. I'm going to just do the minimum. I can't make up my mind right now. I'll do it one more time. I want to take some time to think about it. We're going to do it one more time. I'm excited about my chances of playing at another school. So that leaves 55, so that's down to 53. So that gives me 17 guys I can go after. And I only spent, 16 points all right there? Nobody's leaving early. So let's just go ahead. On to recruiting. I may put corner. I'm going to write a note for corner. I think I still have enough depth there. I think even a redshirt or freshman last season, but I'm going to go just put the word check just to make sure. I mean, if there's a 5-star stud out there that really wants to come, then so be it. I'm loaded at tight end. Don't need another one there. Now watch me. There'll be 2 or 3 big time tight ends wanting to come. But wide receiver is the big thing for me. I want to find another All-American quarterback. But a lot of it's going to be on defense and special teams. So we'll see if I can get all the needs. I'm still going to try to recruit locally, but I may have to go nationally for certain positions, especially receiver. I want to find some real studs. Receiver, if you've noticed or paid attention, the last few dynasties I've been throwing on the channel, I've always struggled to get wide receivers, legit wide receivers. Now Bush and Thompson are both good quality freshmen for me this year, but it's not like finding a Randy Moss. I know that's probably a bad example because Randy Moss is an all-timer. But you know what I'm saying, like a real stud that could just change your program, or at least change your offense on the perimeter. Maybe we'll find one, though. I thought I was going to get one of the two in the regular season. It just didn't work out. So McCray's gone. I'm replacing him with that freshman, so I'm perfectly fine in halfback. Powers is coming back, so he's my backup quarterback. So I can redshirt whichever quarterback I could find. I may want to get 2. Let me do 1-2 here for quarterback. Because all it takes is one of them get hurt, then another one get hurt, then you're really screwed. Because you want depth everywhere. So I'm going to really try to take my time with this. And I got interesting transfers. Vincent Yancey, 78 overall. Can he catch? We're going to take him. 89 speed, not bad. Sophomore, which means I can redshirt him. I want to accept him and the fullback, so I don't have to recruit a fullback. Awesome. I can just move that. I can still move that tight end over. I just don't have to waste a scholarship on him. That's interesting. He wants to play. But we'll take both. I'm okay with that. No reason. Okay. Let's go. Interested prospects. Defensive ends. This hasn't changed in 15 years. Defensive ends are always highly touted in the recruiting rankings. But first, I want to go to quarterback. Let's just start off with quarterback. Let's just look here. New Jersey, Missouri. That's kind of close. And Texas. Here's an Illinois kid. So what we can do is I want to go to all prospects. Now look at all these other big-time quarterbacks. They are really interested in me. Really high everywhere across the board. Here's a kid out of Kentucky. 6'5", 196. C+ accuracy. My guess that's probably the same. I want to get somebody roughly close, but it looks like it's... Here's an Ohio kid, 6'4", 198. I know I'm not in his top 5, but I could be. I got a lot of points to work with. That's good. B+, but his arm strength is C+. That's terrible. So let's just go back. Let's do Jeff Burton, arguably the best quarterback in the country, but he's not what I need. I don't know why he wants to come. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't need a running quarterback, especially with a C+ accuracy. Let's try this kid from Missouri, 6'5", 208. A+. Boom. That's exactly what we need for our offense. We're number 1 on his list. Let's just go ahead and recruit him. Let's just do the program prestige for now. And let's scout Tavita Ford. Looks like he's got good numbers across the board. Good numbers across the board. Let's go ahead. 20. I want mine taken 2, and I have that in my notes. So let's just go ahead and go after those 2 really hard. I'm okay with just getting one of them. Now let's go back to wide receiver. Only 2 4-stars, so let's just scout them and see what we have here. One's out of North Carolina, one's out of Pennsylvania. Let's scout them both. I don't care about awareness. That doesn't bother me. Both of them are pretty fast. 5.22. That's 6'5", 5. I mean, that's Randy Moss type stuff. Hands, A+. Discipline poor. That's Randy Moss type stuff. I shouldn't have said that. We definitely want to scout this kid. Let's just go ahead and give him a scholarship out of the gate. That kid's the real deal. I've scouted him. Let's scout this kid from Ohio. A+ hands. That's great. I love that. Let's keep scouting another Ohio kid. He's a 3-star, A+ hands. That's technically all I really care about, and then they got decent speed to them. Delaware. That's good enough for now. I still got 177 points, so let's go recruit. Let's add another scholarship to this kid out of Pennsylvania, Ricky Williams. 4.37, 6'1". Not very strong, but he's got A+ hands, so let's just do the minimum, and let's give him a scholarship, get that out of the way. Now, what I can do is I can go to all prospects, and we can go to receiver. We got a few 5-star guys, but we're going to wait till after week 1 to see where some of these guys, if they get upset that I didn't do anything with them. Let's go back to instant prospects. Offensive line, if they're special. Let's go to offensive line. Look at all these tight ends. I'm not going to go after them, though. What I need to do, let me go to state prospects. We probably won't have that many here. Here's a kid that's very fast and apparently has a really good arm, and he's a local kid. Tell City, let's scout him. Okay, he's very fast, 4.56, and he's got a B accuracy. I think that's worth at least going after. I mean, B I can work with. So I'm okay with that, so we'll sneak in a scholarship there. Let's scout this local kid. B hands, I'm not too ecstatic over that kid. Just B. Don't care about the fullback, and we're getting into the 3-star territory. So, okay, let's go back to instant prospects. The next group on my list is offensive line if they're special. I'm good at center, so I don't need centers, but tackle and a guard, I probably wouldn't mind getting one of each. Texas, couple Ohio. Let's try these 2 Ohio kids. Okay, I'm still good with points. 465, 690, 470, 695. I may just scout him for now. Let's scout this Texas kid. 485, 680. We'll just leave that as such. Guard, I'm still okay at guard. I'd like to maybe get one more. So let's Ohio, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Let's just scout these other 3. Just for now, we won't offer scholarships. Defensive end, I'm going to wait. I need defensive tackles. This is more important. Here's a kid out of Illinois. Let's scout him. Ohio, New York, 3-star. Let's scout. Have I scouted? Let's just go ahead and scout this kid. Okay, 480, 605. 485, 655. So this is the real deal kid right here. He's not very smart, but he's got a good frame to him. And let's just do program prestige with him, and he's local. He's a pipeline kid. Looks like this kid's bound for or for Penn State, though. 490, 670. This kid's really strong. I mean, this kid is really good, but he may go to Penn State. Let's just leave it as such. I'm going to leave that one alone. Linebackers, we don't need them. Corners, nothing really there, but I think I'm okay. I got 4 corners, and you know me, I'll run some dime, but I don't have to. So I'm in no hurry to go after any of these kids. So free safety, I want to make sure I have exactly what I need. So let's go to kicker first. Ohio and Kentucky. A plus A and A plus B plus. I like to recruit both of them. Especially this kid. This is who I need right here. Let's just do program prestige. I'm going to leave that one alone for now. And no punter. And I have a punter. He's a sophomore. But I don't think he's all that good. Here's a 5-star safety. Jed Biggers out of Ohio. I mean, that's local-ish. I mean, that's a pipeline state. Let's see how good this kid is. 4.35, A+ hands. I mean, that's really good. Don't really need to necessarily put a scholarship on him yet, though. Here's a kid out of Kentucky. I want to go 6'4", 199, 4.37, 8. Yeah, this is the real deal right here. I don't mind putting some points on him. 6'5", 199. Let's see if this kid's fast. 4.33. I need more free safeties than strong safeties, even though Schroeder's going to be my starter for the next 3 years. Alabama and Iowa. Let's just go ahead and recruit this kid. So I got 11 scholarships to go, and I got 74 points to kill. Let's go defensive end. Gosh, I really don't like going after these guys because none of these guys are strong enough. Like this kid right here, 630, Pennsylvania. That's local-ish. Let's scout him. 430, 640, 275 pounds. That's a big kid. That's an ideal 3-4 defensive end. Let's just go ahead and scout him. We'll just do that. Okay, now the rest of them, we're going to go to athlete. You know how I feel about my athletes. You can't have too many of them. Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Indiana. I'm going after the Indiana kid. This kid could be any 4'2", 6'1", 190. He looks like a safety. He's got hands A-, so he looks like a wide receiver. Ideal wide receiver. So we need to go after this kid, no doubt. Let's just do program prestige. Let's just scout him. Hands are a B, so I don't know if that means he's a receiver. A+ awareness, though. That's incredible. He may be a running back. 4'29", A+ hands. Looks like another receiver. Let's just go after all 3 of these guys and just see where it takes us. So I'm down to 42 points. I got 7 scholarships left. I don't have to give all my scholarships away the first week. I don't even have to do it the second week. And besides, I only can really pick up 15 kids, if that. 53 kids plus the 2 I picked up. 55, so I'm perfectly fine with that right there. So now let's just go ahead and scout the rest. I'm not going to worry about the all prospects. All these guys, they will let me know if they got upset that I didn't recruit them. So let's go back to instant prospects and just keep scouting what I couldn't scout. I'd rather scout some more of these guys, to be honest. Iowa, Michigan. That's a quarterback. He's a quarterback. Texas, Illinois. I'm not too fond of any of those. Here's an Illinois kid. We can scout him. Pretty good. A+, A-. That's not bad. I'm going to leave it as is, though. I'm not going to put a scholarship on. I've already got like 3 scholarships on quarterbacks as is. Let's keep scouting some receivers. Got a kid out of New York. 6'5", 192. That's a nice 6'5", A+ hands. 24, New York, Ohio. This kid's a JUCO. Another 3-star kid out of Ohio. Let's go. I'm not worried about that. I've already done the guards, so I don't have to worry about center. I'm already set there. Let's go after some defensive tackles. That's still important to us. South Carolina, New York. Let's do this New York kid. 0 points. Okay. So we've maxed out our points for the first week. Let's go ahead and simulate that. I'm feeling pretty good so far. We just got to manipulate our points and do all that good stuff in week 2 and try to maximize everything. I've hardly ever, and I can't think of the last time it happened, got a commitment that first week. I'm only offering minimum point scholarships, and I think it just takes like at least a week or so before you can get anybody to commit in the off season. And besides, you need to use as many points as you can to get all the scouting and scholarship giving out of the way that first week. If I can get at least a solid 17 kids or 15 more, that'd be good. An awesome 15 if I can find it. But in order to get that, I need to get 1 kicker. I'd like to get another punter. 1 good quarterback, about 2 or 3 receivers. That's 7 or 8 right there. A couple defensive tackles, that's 9. A free safety and a strong safety, that's 11. So, I got plenty of room to work with here. I feel like the 40-40-20 split's perfect. That's more than enough points that I need to get the job done in recruiting, I think. Now, next season, I don't know how many juniors I have. I think it's sort of the same thing as my seniors. I just didn't have many seniors. So I think I could do another 40-40-20 split for next season, or it could sway a little bit more to training. No commitments as expected. So let's go to current targets. Okay, let's start at the top. Defensive end, I moved up his list. I'm number 2. He didn't like my program prestige, so let's go coach prestige. I think I'm at the point where I'm a 4-star at coach prestige. So let's do the minimum. I did not move for this safety, and I'm still at number 3. But he loves my program prestige, so we got to take advantage of that. Let's go 16 points there. I didn't move up for the free safety, but I was already at number 1. He didn't like my program prestige, so let's just go 2 points here until we figure out what he likes. We moved up for this kid. He likes my program prestige. Let's just do 16 for now. Athlete, I went up, and I'm number 3. Let's just get the obvious ones out of the way. Let's do the prestiges first. I didn't move up for this kid, and I'm still at number 2. This may be a tough one to get. We'll find out. Let's do coach prestige and see where that ends up. Let me just put his name down. Let me put Dickerson. Just so I'll remember which one did not really move up if needed or in the next week. Alexander, I didn't move up, but I'm number 1 on his list. He didn't like my program prestige, so let's just do coach prestige for now until we figure out what he likes. Athlete, I moved up, and I'm number 1. That's great. But he didn't like my program prestige, so let's just do coach prestige. Athlete, I didn't move up, and I'm still 5th. Let's put his name down. We're going to do coach prestige. Let's put his name down just to sort of see how he handles any of that, and we may have to drop him later. Could be a lost cause. Okay, I've moved up for this free safety, and I'm number 1 on his list, and he likes my program prestige. So I'm all for that. Quarterback, I didn't move up, and I'm still 4th. And he didn't like my program prestige, so we'll do coach prestige, and let's put his name down. That's Ford. Athlete, didn't move up, but I was still number 1, and he liked my program prestige. So let's do the whole, he's a local kid. I think we got a good chance with this kid. I'm really excited about him. Local kid, he's got a great arm, and he can run. I mean, it'll be a nice little wrinkle to my offense. You know, I may be able to run a little speed option with him or something. So I'm okay with that. Wide receiver, we moved up, and we're number 3. So let's do coach prestige. Kicker, we didn't move up, and we're still 4th. And he didn't like that, so let's just go Collins. Let's put his name down. And that is it. So nobody committed anywhere else, at least. So I still have 7 out to give, and I got a ton of points to give. So now we go to all prospects, and let's see who got upset. For instance, this kid out of Leavenworth, Kansas, got upset that I didn't recruit him. Wide receiver. He's the number 1 receiver in the country. 4'16", 6'4", 204, A+ hands, and he's very strong. This is Randy Moss right here. You can't get any better than that. I mean, he's just a monster. So we have to recruit him because he got upset. So let's just do program prestige. Let's just do by position for now. The quarterback, this kid, he doesn't have the arm. I mean, we can scout him. Gosh, I don't want to waste points on him. I got enough quarterback. He got upset, though. I didn't recruit him. Let's just scout him, see. Yeah, he's got C+ accuracy. I can't recruit him. Very fast, though. This kid right here got upset I didn't recruit him. But he's got D+ accuracy. I mean, what are the odds of him going from D+ to A? I'm not going to waste my time on it. I'm not going to go any farther than that. So wide receiver. This 4-star kid got upset. A kid out of Maryland. 4'16", not very smart, but A+ hands. Excellent. You know me, I'm going all in on my receivers this year. So I'm okay with all that. That's good enough. I don't have to go any further, to be honest. So all these tight ends got upset, but I'm loaded at tight end. I'm not going to bother. Looks like this kid, I recruited him, or I scouted him. 485, 680. This kid got upset. Out of Vermont. 465, 705. 485, 680. A. I'd rather go after this kid. He's bigger. He's a little stronger in the squat. His discipline isn't very good. I got 5 scholarships. Let's go after him for now. He's a little bit closer because this kid's from Texas? Yeah. Guard. This kid got upset. I actually moved up his list and not even scouted him. Yeah, I scouted him. I moved up. He's smart. 690. That's really good. Let's just... Maybe these guys could be my 2 big linemen that I pick up. I moved up his list, but he just didn't like my program prestige. So that's good. At least we figured that part out. Defensive end, my goodness. I feel like I need to scout these, don't I? I got points to give. Let me wait. We're going to wait on that. Defensive tackle. I moved up for this kid. And he liked my program prestige. So, I need to go after him. Both of these guys moved up or down, so that's a good thing. If they're moving in some direction, and as long as they're not first, then that means they care about you at least. Let me scout this kid. 436.70, 496.70. 6'3", 294. Yeah, this kid, I need to go after that. But I think he's going to go to Penn State. Okay, defensive tackle, we're good there. Here's a big-time corner that got upset I didn't recruit him. I got 1 scholarship to give to. Let me just wait. Free safety, I'm going after 1 there, and I'm going after this kid. Now we got kickers who got upset. This kid right here out of Arkansas. Gosh, I need to go after this kid. Let's see if that helps. Let's go program prestige on him. Punter, this kid got upset. The top, arguably the top in the country. We'll just scan him for now. I don't have any more scholarships to give. 64 points. So I got more points to give out. Let's scout this kid. He got upset. B+, A+, that's great. Out of Cleveland, Tennessee. That's not too far from where I live. I got 58 points left. So let's go back to those defensive ends and scout them. Just in case one of these guys may be the next, I don't know, Reggie White or something. 4-star. Another 4-star. All these kids just got mad that I didn't recruit them. That way I can at least get this part out of the way. 4 points. Let's go back to interested or the state prospects. Fullback. Center. Free safety. Let's go after this free safety. I know. There we go. 4, 5, 6. That's not very fast. Smart, though, but probably not what we need there. So I've used up all my points. So let's go on to the next week. And basically from here on out is where you can add more points to the prospects that really have you high on their list, but they just haven't committed yet. And you can go 30 points instead of the 16. So hopefully we had several guys there that like the program prestige, so maybe we can get a few of those commitments and get them out of the way so we can use those points on other players. And this is just week 2. So we got 3 more weeks to go. So I feel pretty confident that we're going to have a pretty good class here. Next year, I'm still going to load up the schedule. My non-conference, I want to go back to 11 games. I hated that we had to waste a game on Marshall. That was going to be my recruiting game, but I should have a home game a couple of home games in that stretch of the season where I don't have to fill in right there. I can leave it as a bye week. Go back down to 11 games. I still want to play Notre Dame. I may quit playing Kentucky, and Notre Dame could be my next rivalry. Then I may, instead of Oklahoma, I can go play whoever. Okay, we got the defensive tackles and an athlete. That's a kid out of North Carolina, not the one from Indiana. So let me just put a check mark by defensive tackle, and we got that kid out of North Carolina. Now looking at A+ hands, that tells me he's a receiver. We'll find out. He's an athlete, so he can probably play a couple different things. But that's a good start. We got 3 of them. Now let's go back to current targets. Let's take out the ones that committed elsewhere. And there's not one of them. That's awesome. Well, not a one. Okay, so let's go up to the top. We've moved up again for this kid. Oh, this is the kid, the wide receiver out of Kansas. We moved up. We're number 3 on this list. Oh my gosh, I think that we can get this kid. We'll do 16 for now. I mean, I really think we can get him. Okay, we haven't moved anywhere for this defensive end, and we're stuck. Now, this is Richard. He's not on my list before. But he liked my coach prestige, so we'll leave it as is. Biggers, we moved up, and we're looking really strong for him. Let's do 16 for now. We didn't move up for this free safety, but we're already number 1 on his list, and he liked coach prestige. Good deal. Wide receiver, we moved up, and we're number 1. And he liked our program prestige. Oh my gosh, this class may get nasty. We moved up for this kid, but we'll do coach prestige. We did not move up for Willis, and we're still number 3. He's not on my list, so let's do. This may be a tough get, so let's do coaching style for now. Willis, I'm going to put him on a separate list. Let's go. And I'm going to check back on those other 4 that I listed earlier. We didn't move up for Harvey, and we're still number 3. And he didn't like what he saw. Harvey, is he on my list? No, he wasn't on the list before. Pennsylvania, let's do coaching style, I guess. Alexander, we didn't move up, but we're number 1. But we just can't figure out what he likes. Let's just do coaching style for now. We moved up for this kicker. But we're not in his top 5. So, we're not going to get him. I think it's just we moved up, but we're still not there. So, I don't... And I'm going after another kicker as well. Gosh. Let's just... Okay, this is a good experiment. Well, this is a good learning... tool right here. Let's just see what happens if we just keep going after him and see if we ever move up in his top 5. We'll do coach prestige, but I'm going to put down his name of Fowler. Okay, we moved up for Walker. We just don't know what he likes. Easley. This was the kid, we moved up a little bit, but we're still 4th. And we can't figure out what he likes. I don't think we're going to get this kid, so I'm going to just withdraw the offer. And I got to go back easily. Let's see, who do we done Fowler, so we done Walker. Taylor's next. We did not move up, but we're still number 1, so that means he likes us. Another defensive tackle. We moved up and we're number 1. We'll do 16 points there. Quarterback, we moved up and we're number 2, but we can't figure out what he likes, so we'll just stick with this. Athlete, we didn't move up, but okay, we were already number 1 and we're fixing to sign this kid. We got to get this kid. Surely he'll commit. Let's go send the house. Wide receiver, we didn't move up and we're number 3, and he wasn't on my list in week 1, but he likes coach prestige, so we'll just go 16. Kicker, we didn't move up and we're still 4th. Collins. See, he was 4th before, so I don't think we're going to get this kid. I mean, he hasn't budged. So we're going to withdraw the offer. We got to go all the way back down. I hate it goes all the way back up to the top. And we already done this kid, right? We already done Williams. Yeah. So, now let's go up to Dickerson. These were the players that I listed that first week. And I think Dickerson committed to us. He was the one that just was unsure. Easley, we withdrew the offer. That was that kicker from earlier. Ford, he moved up. That's good, so we're okay with him. And then Collins, I think we removed him, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So let me just go ahead and mark all these out. And then, so it's Ford, Willis, and Fowler. So now I got 2 scholarships to give out. I need to go after another kicker and a punter. Let's go back. Interested or all prospects. Kicker. He was the one that I was going after. Fowler. Let's give this kid a scholarship. Henderson. I'm still not in his top 5. That's what worries me. But we moved up his list, so let's just go ahead and do Coach Prestige and see how that works out. I got one more scholarship to give. Let me just look here. I'm going after 2 quarterbacks. Receiver, I feel really confident in getting a couple of those kids. Tight end, we're still good with their defensive end. Defensive tackle, I'm okay with that. Free safety. So, one more scholarship. Let's go and give that. I'd like to get a punter. Was this the one that moved up? I moved up on his list. Okay, let's just give it to him. That's who we need to go after. So, I'm down to 23 points. I got no more scholarships. I'd like to use those points somewhere. Let's go back to interested prospects, and let's go to quarterback just in case. You just never know about these kids. He's a JUCO, Oregon, Massachusetts. He's got an okay arm. 11 points. Alabama. Ooh, look at this kid. 3-star kid out of Alabama. A+ across the board. Smart. That's a big little pickup right there. D, I ain't going to bother with that. Let's go to athlete then. Let's finish this out. I don't. Texas, Illinois. Let's scout this kid since he's local. Ooh, it won't let me. I'm going to have to do. Let's go to state prospects. These are the only players I can recruit or I can at least scout. 2-star kid out of Indiana. Athlete. Let's just scout him. He's a 2-star, but we've had good luck with 2-star athletes in the past. A- hands, 4.52, so probably can't do much. So that's all my points for this week. So now let's hopefully we can get some more. Some more commitments. Now, these next couple weeks is when I can ratchet up the points a little bit on the kids that are super close to committing, but for whatever reason they won't commit. I already got one athlete, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a receiver. I already have 7 receivers on the roster, but 2 or 3 of them aren't very good. And a couple of them are upperclassmen. So any studs that I could find would be great. I'd love to get about 5 or 6 commitments this week. Knock them out. And try to dwindle this list down and try to get the best players I could find. I have a feeling I'll end up about 16 or 17 kids. Not including those 2 transfers. I'm still going to move that really. I got one tight end that he will never see the field. He's really slow, but he's like a redshirt junior. He will be a junior. I'm going to move him to fullback. That way I don't have to waste a scholarship. He can just sit there. That way he won't be completely useless. All right, let's see what we get here. Nice. Strong safety. So we're good at safety for the foreseeable future. We got our quarterback, Mike Alexander, out of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And we got our free safety of the future. I'm pretty sure we're going to have Ford be our starter next year, unless this kid's a real stud. But He's exactly what we need. A super tall, very fast, free safety. Ricky Williams, Ricky with an E, out of Pennsylvania. Like him because he's got A-plus hands and he's fast. And we got a punter. That was a really quick turnaround with that punter. Okay. I still want that other receiver out of Kansas. Let's see if he's still on our list. Ridgeway. James Ridgeway. I'd love to get him. Now we're up number 1 on his list. We're going to do 16 for now. We moved up for this defensive end. Coach Prestige. We'll do that for now. Receiver, we didn't move, but we're number 1. We'll do 16. Tackle, we didn't move up, but we're number 2. And we can't figure out what he likes. I got 1 scholarship to give to. Oh, man. Let me put... Let's just go ahead and try. Let's withdraw his offer. I just got a feeling we're not going to get him. This guard, we didn't move up, and it's not look. He likes our coaching style, so we'll stick with it for now. Kicker, we moved up. We just can't figure out what he likes. We can do playing time for him. So I'm good with Fowler, so I can take his name off of there. Since he moved up. Walker, we moved up. We're number 2, and he likes our coach prestige. Free safety, I'm already good at. I've already got 1, and I'm already going after another. I've already got 3. God, I'm going to be so loaded at free safety. I'm afraid I'm going to over-recruit this position. But we'll go after him anyways. Defensive tackle, we're still number 1 on the list for this kid. Ford, we finally moved up to number 1, and he likes our coaching style. And I'm running out of points here. Franklin Bennett, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to commit. I don't know why. This kicker, we went down. Let's take him off the list. Let's see. Bennett, so we can take this athlete off. And I got 3 scholarships to give, but I only got 5 points to use. Can I use this to help out anybody? I think I don't have any chance to add any more points to any of these kids. Okay, a lot of these guys should be committing really soon. And I got 5 points, so I can let that slide. That's not a big deal, and I can leave those 3 scholarships for later. I don't need all 25 players to commit. I got plenty enough. I'm afraid I'm going to over-recruit anyway, so we'll just leave everything as is. All right. No. So that was a quick week. So week 5 is really huge unless we get a lot of commitments here. So now we're up to 10 scholarships. 10 commitments if you count the 2 in the regular season. And I guess 12 if you count the 2 transfers. So if we can get the majority of these kids that are on the list right now, somehow, some way, get about 7 of them to commit, maybe 10, that'll be a stud class. Probably top 5 at least. I got to watch out for that tackle. For whatever reason, we're just not moving up on his list, but he's the top in the country. But it seems like he can't make up his mind in general. I may have to drop him and do a last-second scholarship to somebody, maybe. I don't know. Let me put down that. I forgot his name, but we'll put down the tackle. So Ford and Willis were still good to go. I'm going to take Ford, take his name off since it looks like he may commit. I think we're going to get 6 or 7 guys to commit right here. I'm thinking 7. The numbers hit me, so I'm thinking 7. Four. Okay. The defensive end, that top one in the country. There he is. I'm here to tell you, fellas. I have a feeling this kid's going to be special. Like he's the real deal. We got that other free safety and the other wide receiver. And this kid, look at his numbers. 4.22, A-plus hands. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go back to current targets. Let's take out a couple kids that committed elsewhere. The guard, and I bet that tackle. No, just that guard. Oh, I took him off, didn't I? I think it's what I did. I don't see him on here. Unless I'm missing something. So, I still have a kicker. He's an average kicker, so it's not like I have to have a kicker today. But we moved up on this kid's list. Oh, gosh. He didn't like my playing time. I don't know if I can get him if he doesn't like that. We do coach and style, I guess. Receiver, we moved up and we're number 1. And he likes coach prestige. So let's do that. Defensive tackle. We'll keep going after him. This quarterback, we're still number 1 on his list. Coaching style, we'll try it. And this athlete, Ben, if for whatever reason this kid doesn't want to commit, he may be one of those that just has something's wrong with. It may be his awareness. He may just have really bad grades or something, and he'll never commit. But we'll continue to put points on him. Okay. 4 scholarships left. I'm not doing... It's not good when you don't get hardly any linemen, offensive linemen. I'm doing really good on the defensive line. So let's go to interested prospects. And let's really look here for a kid. Rankin. Let's go after this kid. I didn't move up on his list, though. We can still try to go after 6'10" to 383. He's really strong. I'm number 1 on this kid's list, and he likes me. Binds. Let's go ahead and put 16 points for him. 8 for him. And a guard. I got 2 scholarships left. Jared Johnson, I don't know if he's the one I was going after. And I'm just taking a shot on any of these kids. Let's just go, since I got all prospects. See, a 5-star center, I just don't need him. I'm just loaded right now. Quarterback, I got 1 of them, which is all I really needed. I don't have to have 2, so I'm okay with that. Receiver, we done great there. And we pick up 2 free safeties, strong safety. Another kicker. Well, if for whatever reason the other kicker won't step up, we can... Like this kid, if we just, for whatever reason, he just can't figure out what he wants. And Collins, he just can't... We'll put the points back on him. And just hope for the best. Maybe he'll commit. And that's it. Last week. So, after we're done with this, we'll look at the recruiting classes. I'm going to save it after this, so bear with me on that. And then we'll get into training. We'll get into player position changes. I got to do that at fullback. I got to do that at defensive end. I know I got at least 1 linebacker that will never play, but he's really big, so he can play defensive end. But my receiving core is going to be nasty. I'm going to, gosh, that Ridgeway kid. I mean, that's as good as a ball player I've ever gotten at that position in years. I can't think of one that's that awesome. He looks the part. He's got the stats. Let's hope he can play. Maybe we can get about 6 commitments right here and really finish out the class strong. I'd love to get a kicker. That's about as important as anything else. That way I can redshirt him if need be. Just depending on how good he is. Cross your fingers. Let's finish out the class strong. We'll end up with the top 5 class at least. We got a ton of 4- and 5-star kids. Not a huge class unless we really load up this last week. Oh my gosh. We got those 2 tackles. That was a smart move. 5th week, the last week, I snuck in and got those 2. Finally, the Bennett kid. I'm excited for this kid, but it took him forever to commit. We got the Ford kid, the quarterback. That's awesome. We got another wide receiver, and we got the kicker. He ended up committing in the end. That is awesome. What a great class. I got everything that I needed, and then some. Top classes. We are number 2. Good for A&M. We picked up 15 4-stars. Now, this class wasn't as good as the last class because how many 5-stars did I get? 6 or 7? But this is a solid class. I only got 20 kids and still ended up number 2 in the country. Super excited there. We can look at the signings real quick. Picked up 2 awesome quarterbacks. One out of North Carolina. Oh, this is athletes. I'm sorry. 2 great athletes, 2 4-star kids. It's untelling where these guys will play. Maybe a receiver. This guy's going to be a quarterback, more than likely. Quarterbacks. So I ended up getting about 3 quarterbacks. That's awesome. So all these guys can redshirt. This is the halfback that picked up in the regular season. Wide receiver. This kid right here. I'm here to tell you. Whew. It's going to be nasty. I mean, this kid's really good too. 240, 350. It's 265. I mean, this kid's special. 416. A+ hands, 6'4". Oh, gosh. I can't wait to see him on the field. And I got a couple other 4-stars to back him up. So, needless to say, I am loaded at wide receiver. Tight end, didn't have to worry. Picked up 2 tackles for depth. I may move somebody over to guard to add 5 on that list and have 5 tackles. Picked up a 4-star center in the regular season. Picked up the top defensive end in the country. He's a legit because he's got some strength to him. 2 defensive tackles, exactly what I wanted. 2 4-star kids. Free safety. I'm loaded here. I don't have to pick up a free safety for 2 or 3 more years. And I got the number 1 strong safety in the country. Ohio, 6'3", fast. He's got A+ hands, which is probably means he's like 72 catch rating for a strong safety. Got the kicker that I needed, and I got the punter that I needed. So this is as awesome as the classes I've had in terms of getting needs. Needs above wants, that's for sure. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Let's go to... Let me finalize this class. Finalize recruiting. Now I'm going to save this. And I'll try not to forget. Let me just write this down. Jersey numbers. We can look at that at the end of this video and sort of see where everybody's at. Because I'm curious to see what some of these receivers will pick. I don't like to change the jersey numbers on these kids. I just like to find out sort of what they want to pick and just let them roll with it. Because I remember I had a Dynasty years ago where I just switched them all around. Like all the receivers need to have single digits and this and the other. And I ended up just got demotivated from playing the Dynasty. So I'm just kind of curious to see which ones they pick. So I picked up 20 there, plus that's 22 kids. So I over-recruited, so I'm going to have to drop some kids, unfortunately. I don't need to go to recap. Let's go off-season schedule. Position changes. So this is going to get interesting. Okay, we're just loaded deep at quarterback. 82 overall for this freshman, Mike Alexander. 78, a junior and these juniors, so I can redshirt these 2. That's a perfect situation at quarterback. You couldn't ask for anything better. They need to take that impact thing off of Powers. He's not going to play much. I'm just going to look at these stats here. Throwing power, 98 and 88. That's really good. He doesn't have the arm like Sussman, but he's a year younger, so what do you expect? This kid has a slightly less talented arm, but he's still really strong. Super excited about this group, and this may also include the Bennett kid, but we'll find out here in a little bit. Underwood is still going to be my stud. Burns behind him. True freshman, 76 overall, 88 speed, 65 catch. That's perfectly fine. Fits my offense well. He will redshirt. Fullback's the transfer, but he can't play. And I was going to move a tight end over. I don't need to forget to do that. Wide receiver, Ridgeway, 82 overall. I expected it. 99 speed, catch, 82. This kid's got 84 catch. This is the kid right behind him. This kid out of North Carolina, I think. Walker, 80. I mean, look at that. And here's his transfer, 78, that I can redshirt. Awesome. And Turner, my best receiver last year, is technically 5th on the depth chart. I mean, you can't ask for any better situation. I'm afraid I'm going to have to, like, drop a couple of these guys, unfortunately. I hate to do it because, yeah, I'm going to have to drop 75 or 5 players. I got 75 total. I need to drop 5. But these kids right here, woo, going to be nasty. Now I can spread it out a little bit more. Tight end, no changes here. This was the kid I wanted to move the defense or to fullback. So let's just go ahead and do that. He may move up somehow, some way, but I just have some depth here. I don't play the fullback position anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay. I picked up a true freshman here. These two guys will start. Left tackle, right tackle, left tackle. See, I got 4 and I got 6. And I got 3 here. This guy will probably be my starter next year, so I like the depth here, so I'm not going to touch any of these guys. And 6'4", 289. 68. He's equally as talented, but he's a freshman. I don't need a 6'10" guard. I mean, you know, I could, but these two guys are going to be starting for me for a long time. Like, here's this redshirt freshman. 6'8", 330. That's an ideal tackle. I just may leave all these as is. I'll put him back at right tackle. I'm going to redshirt this kid. So I'm going to leave it all that as is because these guys ain't going to redshirt anyway, so they already have been redshirted. So I'm good with all that. I need to move... look, all those defensive tackles. That's awesome. I want to move this kid right here. 68 speed. Ooh, I can't. It won't let me. Ooh. I didn't think about that. I should have added an extra person there. That's not a big deal. I was going to move him. Like I said, this kid will never play. I need to pick up a middle linebacker next year because this kid will never see the field. Let's just do left for now. So, Lewis, who will be... This guy's going to start. It's obvious. He's just a... I want to put him at... We'll put him at right end for now. Lewis has been amazing at left end, so I'm going to leave him there. And we're going to put... There. Right end, left end, right end, left end. Defensive tackles, we're good there. LR, I'm okay with that. I need some... So next season, I want to get some depth for a linebacker. Because if any of these guys get hurt, I may have to switch out to something else. We're good here at corner. I probably need to pick up one more in the offseason next year. I may redshirt Smith next year. I may not. I don't know. I probably won't. Just depends on what happens with some of these. God, all these free safeties. Here's the guy that I may want to move to outside linebacker again. Rich Coe, not Ford. Coe. This was the athlete last year. I couldn't really find a spot for him. And this true freshman, Deontay Taylor, seems to be the real deal. This kid seems to be the real deal. Their awareness isn't all that great. There we go. I may just move Coe here. That way I can move this kid to defensive end. And he'll move up quite a bit. I'll put him right there. 82, 80. Let's do left outside linebacker for here. That way I don't have so many players as free safety. I mean, that's way too much, to be honest. 2 true freshmen and a junior. I mean, what do you do with all that, you know? So we'll leave that as is, and I'm good here. Look at this true freshman. Technically, right now, he's more talented than Schroeder. Maybe not. He's got a little less speed, but I'll leave all that as is. Kicker, true freshman, 78 overall. Perfect. Love it. 70, a true freshman, and I got this kid. So I'm going to have to cut some people here eventually. Okay, let's look at athlete. Here's what I'm really excited about. Let me make sure I've done this first. I moved him over, and I moved that defensive end over. That gives me a tad bit of depth there because he was going to be useless at outside linebacker. Okay, let's go back to athlete. Brandon Pleasant, 72. A corner or free safety. Looks like he's by far a corner. He's got some 93 speed, tall, and if you notice, I only have 4, so this is actually a perfect pickup. He could play a little receiver, but I have way too many receivers. 72, which is really good, but perfect at corner. That's where he needs to be. Now, this Bennett kid probably will be playing quarterback. I can't imagine him playing anywhere else. No, he can't play anywhere else. He's going to play quarterback. So you look here. Let's go to quarterback. Bennett. Look at all these quarterbacks. Man, I'm loaded. 80 speed. Let's look at his other arm stats. 89, 82. I mean, that's still pretty good. I mean, but when you add in his running ability, that's pretty nasty. And he's pretty, look at 6'3", 210. Not bad. So I think we're good everywhere. Let me go through these one more time, make sure nothing's really lopsided. I'm good with all that. I'm good with that. Like I said, I could move this tackle over, but a 6'10" guard is really goofy. And besides, we got backups here, so I'm just going to leave everything as is. Good at center. I like that. The depth is great everywhere. Probably going to have to cut this kid, unfortunately. 56, you know. I don't want to cut this kid. I may have to, though, but we just don't have enough players at this position. So I may need to move him over, to be honest. I don't know if he will ever play. If I go back and put him back an outside linebacker, just to give him some depth, I may leave that as is. Oh, gosh, that's a tough decision. I'm not going to redshirt him, so we'll just leave all that as is. Oh, he can't run. That's the problem. Let's just move him back to defensive end. Renardo, that's fine. We'll just leave him at that. I'm good there. I need some depth here. I'm going to have to start recruiting some linebackers, so that'll be a priority in the next offseason. Love all these corners. Free safeties, none of these guys can play anywhere else, unfortunately. Free safety is a free safety is a free safety. I mean, across the board. This kid can play a little corner. This guy can play a little outside linebacker, but 70. That's good speed. I'm afraid his numbers will get jacked up, though. I'm going to probably redshirt him. 5'11". His strength just isn't. I may just leave him as he is. Strong safety. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. We're good everywhere. Let's go to training results. Good pickups by those two athletes. They're in good spots, especially Pleasant. Bennett, I don't know if he'll ever see the field. I mean, we're just loaded at quarterback. But he's at least in a good spot. And if we have injuries, we'll have him sitting there. So now I'm really curious to see how training goes. I think it'll go well, since we added quite a few points to it. See this defensive end and this fullback. That was smart moving them up. And he'll never play, but at least I got him out of the way and he won't be completely useless. So Sussman only went up 2, so his recruiting or his training didn't do all that great. But it's good to see these two backups do okay. Underwood went up 4, and that's good. The fullback done his thing. Of course, I'm going to redshirt him. Oh, I can't. He's already redshirted. But either way, he can't play next year anyways. Turner only went up 2. Yancey. That's interesting. Yancey, that was the freshman I redshirted. That's what it was. Bush only went up 2. I got a lot of kids at receiver. My goodness. Tight end. Sexton went up the best, but it's obvious Turner's still my number 1 guy. 82. This is good. Jim Jordan. 80. I don't know if he's going to play. No, he's going to be my backup. That's still good, though. Moses. It's always your backups do better than your starters. Like here, my right tackle is obviously Brewer, but the other 2 guys went up 6 and 6. It's just, what do you do? Defensive end, he was the kid that went up quite a bit. He will provide day up at least. Lewis went up. That's good, up 4. 2. Defensive tackle, 59 overall. He's probably going to get cut anyways. London went up 2. He's still my number 1 guy. 3, 4. C. Brooks went up some. 4. Smith. That's good for him. 80. Mitchell went up 2. So I don't know who's going to start the free safety. I really don't. Coe went up 2, so his numbers didn't really goof up. I was afraid moving him to outside linebacker, something weird would happen, a glitch. But that's good. That's a better spot for him than free safety, because I need speed at free safety, and I got plenty of them. Schroeder went up 3. That's good. Kicker 2, and that other punter didn't do anything. So let's go to cut players. I got to cut 5. I think I got 4 guys like in the 50s that I can cut. I hate to do it, but it is what it is. Let's see where they're at. Like this fullback, I'm not going to do that because I just moved him. It'll let me do it. But he's a transfer and he can't play, so I don't know who would take that spot. 65, I may cut him. 86 speed, that's not very good. His awareness is terrible. Let's get rid of the obvious ones first, though. Like this kid is 59, I got to cut him. I hate to do it, but he's just too slow, just not good at all. Outside linebacker, I want the depth, so I'm going to leave him there. Nope, ain't cutting any of these. Gosh, I may have to cut a kid like this. I hate to do it, but I want to. Well, I only cut 1 there. That ain't good. So let's go back. Let's just keep going through these. This may take me a few rotations to figure out who I want to cut. Let's get rid of Hardy. True freshman. I'm not cutting him. Oh, gosh. And I moved Coe over. I could have kept Bernardo over, but he's just not very fast to play defensive end. So let's just go ahead and cut this guy. He won't let me cut him. Okay. Corner. I ain't cutting him. Gosh, I may have to cut this kid. I hate to do it. I got no choice. I'm just running out of players on who to cut. He'll start. I can redshirt. I don't want to cut him. I need 3 more. I got 70. I need to get rid of 2 more. He's going to start. He'll never play. There's no point in redshirting him. We can go and look at their kick power. His accuracy is a whole lot better. So let's just go ahead and cut this punter. Got no choice. Let's cut 1 more. This kid will never see the field. Collins is a much better kicker, so let's just cut him. Okay. Now, this may take a while. You've been through it before. Just cutting players, for whatever reason, it takes like a solid 2 to 3 minutes. But I'm super excited about this team. I'm not going to worry about the depth chart. We'll fix that later, but I want to look at their jersey numbers. So we'll go into the preseason really quick, and we'll look at their jersey numbers. I want to look at it from the roster point of view and not the depth chart point of view. It's much easier to kind of look at that stuff at the roster menu as opposed to the depth chart. So you look at the total number of players. I got exactly 70. I only have 7 seniors, but I'm really loaded freshman through junior. So the next recruiting class is not going to be very big at all. I don't want to cut any more players. I'm just solid everywhere across the board, which means I can still get real picky. I'm going to get real picky in the regular season. I go only after 4-star or 5-star kids, something like that, if I can. Recruit nationally, might as well. Because normally your regular season players aren't as good as your off-season players, but that's not always the case. And then load up at least 60% of my points in training and like 20% recruiting, unless I have a bunch of juniors leave. But again, there's going to be like 8 of them leave early. So my next recruiting class may be like a dozen players or something. We'll see. Enrolling the recruits. So I think what you do with this depth chart before you start the preseason, I think the way you set it kind of determines a little bit where they kind of rank preseason. I could be dead wrong on that. I don't know. But at least with this game, they kind of put your top players at the number 1 spots organically. But again, I need to redshirt players first before I start doing depth chart stuff. So you kind of look at my top few players. Sophomore, Rogers is a sophomore. Brandon Turner's a sophomore. Sussman's a sophomore. Schroeder's a sophomore. And Lawler's that kid that transferred from Penn State. So my top 5 players are all from that inaugural class who all had amazing seasons last year. And they're all just slowly moving up. Those ended up being Friend ended up having a big impact. Rogers had a good impact. Turner, best tight end in the country. Sussman had a great year, and Schroeder had a great year. See, they still got Powers as an impact guy. That's a joke, but I'm not too worried about that. So let's go ahead to the next season, and we're going to go straight to the roster. And we'll look at some of these jersey numbers. I wish they would move the impact on Sussman, but they're not going to, so it's no big deal. We got away with it last year, didn't need it. Maybe somebody can really pick up, and they may move that over to somebody. It's happened before. Impact status will change in the regular season, depending on how well certain players play. That Alexander kid's going to be nasty. I'm going to have a good 2-year separation between him and Sussman, along with a couple other those quarterbacks. Generating schedule, of course, we'll fix all that in the preseason. Let it do its thing here. Now let's go to the roster. Now let's check out some jersey numbers. 18, Mike Alexander. Tavita Ford, number 6. Franklin Bennett, that's the local kid, 16. I'm not even going to say this kid's name, and those were the 3 kids, the quarterbacks we picked up. Okay, cool. Jacob Hairston, true freshman, number 22 at halfback. Fullback, 38 and 85. That's the tight end that I moved over. Number 81. 81. Jerry Rice. Was Jerry Rice 81 or 80? He was 80. My bad, he was 80. Forgive me for all you 49ers fans. He was 80. Still, 81, I'm happy with that. Yancey's a transfer. He's 80. Number 5, David Walker. He's going to be a stud for me. I mean, he's just as good as Ridgeway. Just not as tall. Wheeler, 83. And Ricky Williams. All this kid all the way down here got number 1 somehow out of all that. A lot of these freshmen are going to redshirt for me, though. So look at the top. I mean, just Turner's my number 5 guy. He didn't move up hardly any. Freshman, sophomore, and this kid's going to, I can't play him next year. The awareness is big, so Turner's going to play a lot, obviously, so I'll probably redshirt this kid. Probably redshirt him. I'm not redshirting Ridgeway. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. So, big thing is the jersey numbers. Tackle, we don't really, it's not a big deal what happens here. I mean, 75, 79. The center, 54. Number 96, Andrew Richard. Lewis, that's a strong defensive end core right there. Defensive tackle, 91, 70, 91, 99, 95. Didn't pick up any linebackers. Cole moved back down, 27. Corner, here's the kid that I moved. He was the athlete, number 25. We'll redshirt him. Free safety, 24. He's been on the team for a while. Taylor is 26. And 19 for the other freshman. I don't know who I'll start. This one's faster. He's stronger and he's smarter. Who can tackle better? Mitchell can tackle better. So I may, since he's a junior, I may redshirt Taylor. I'll redshirt one of these, and I may just start Mitchell. He's just technically the better free safety right now. 37 for Jed Biggers. He'll redshirt. They give him a 2-year separation between him and Schroeder. Kicker, 11. Interesting. Punter, 44. Interesting. Okay, those are all the jersey numbers. That's pretty cool. Okay. Come on back. The next video, we'll go through our preseason shenanigans and get this show on the road, and hopefully we can win a national title in Season 3. I'll talk to you later.